And the plot in Kenyan politics thickens. A deputy president who is missing. Okay? There are many rumors and counter rumors and stories, but nobody's sure. We may not know much officially, but we do know that history tends to repeat itself. And we also know that the current environment in Kenyan politics, the current situation, is very ripe for a repeat of the year 2018, when the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, was faced with a rogue deputy president, and with very limited options under the new constitution of dealing with that problem. So we know history repeats itself. And so many people asking, do we have another 2018? Do we now have another DP Ruto? Only that this time it is DP Gachagua. And if you hold on to your horses patiently for just a bit, we will come back to that and analyze it thoroughly. But first, we need to go to the controversial, currently boiling Mount Kenya region, where a very crazy incident took place last Friday. A member of parliament, to be specific, the legislator for Gatundu South, the former parliamentary seat of Uhuru Kenyatta, and also the former parliamentary seat of a controversial CS these days called Moses Kuria. The current MP, Gabriel Kagombe, in no immediate danger, opened fire on a crowd. And it is reported that allegedly he killed at least one person. Some of them say two. And here is the clincher. The person accompanying this Gatundu South legislator was none other than Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah and others. And then shortly after that drama, photographs appeared on social media of Honorable Gabriel Kagombe admitted in a hospital as one of the victims of that very unfortunate, reckless incident. And Kenyans on the ground at Kiganjo, where this incident unfolded, are crying out for justice. Now, many people have said many things about what happened. People have used kizungu mingi to try and sell certain narratives. But let's cut to the chase, and shove aside the kizungu mingi. What really happened here? Well, it's very simple. This was a confrontation between UDA sympathizers and their bosses versus anti-UDA forces in Thika. Pure and simple. Some people on the ground, anti-UDA forces, the MCA in that particular area, the county government, they sat down together and did some very hard work in an effort to establish a brand new Kiganjo market for traders. And then the UDA people came and made sure that Bwana Kimani Ichung'wah accompanied them. And they said, President Ruto had promised a market in this area. Therefore, this project does not belong to you. It is a UDA presidential project. You know, there's something that this particular incident tells us very clearly. And we've been speaking about it on this channel in recent times. You see, there is a huge problem in our country where if you try and go anywhere and you mention the words UDA party, you are bound to provoke the people into anger. And I'm guessing this is precisely what happened here. People heard UDA and they went berserk. And then in response, Bwana Gabriel Kagombe decided that he is going to stir them with his firearm. Now, for those who are always forever carefully gauging the public mood, like myself, I'm sure you noted something that was off about this incident. Yeah, let me put it like this. If you remove a firearm anywhere, it doesn't matter how angry the people are, what is the usual reaction you'd expect? People would run. The crowd would scatter. The normal reaction is that nobody wants to be anywhere near a firearm, especially one that is being fired in their direction. Now review the video clips on social media focusing on this incident. The crowd was charging and somebody was using their firearm, firing directly into the crowd. That was clearly seen in the clips. Huh? How now? How did that happen? Let me explain. The people who behave like this are people who are fed up. So fed up that they don't care. So fed up that they don't mind dying. Now obviously, that is a very dangerous situation for any country or any region in a country to reach. And this incident is a clear confirmation that we're already there. And to me, it is a confirmation that UDA party and sympathizers of the UDA party are getting thinner and thinner and more scarce in the Mount Kenya region. Please allow me to leave other analysts to analyze the impunity, the recklessness, the injustice, where you can just remove a gun and fire it at people and nothing happens to you. In fact, you rush to hospital and suddenly you're the victim and somebody has died, but now you're the victim. You're alive, but you're the victim. What? If I were UDA, if I were the government, I would handle this particular situation very carefully. Because if no action is taken against whoever fired at that crowd, then I can guarantee you the people themselves will take action. And it will not be good. Let people take responsibility for their actions, especially their reckless, inhuman actions. Because seriously, you're not in any danger. You're surrounded by many of your supporters throwing stones at the so-called threat. Why not just retreat in peace? Kwa nini utoe bunduki yako na ulenge wananchi? Kwa nini? Anyway, back to Rigathi Gachagua. Now, Rigathi Gachagua reminds me of past deputy presidents, in those days vice presidents, who find themselves appointed to this position of being second in command with very limited prior experience in politics. There was Dr. Josephat Karanja, served very briefly, very inexperienced in politics, and that one showed very clearly. And because of his inexperience, he did not see what was coming. Even when it was very clearly before his eyes, he didn't see it. until it was too late. Professor George Saitoti, although he survived, and we have to give it to him, although he was inexperienced in politics, he was super intelligent because he focused on making money. And he distanced himself from where he came from. He was a member of the House of Mumbi. He focused on making money and aggressively selling the narrative that he was a native Maasai. And it worked. He survived for decades. Current Deputy President is a one-term legislator. The man has been in Parliament for not more than 5 short years. That inexperience has been very clear for all to see, as he has blundered his way around as the Deputy President. But even before this current controversy of the missing Deputy President, where rumors are flying that he is on the warpath with his boss, President Ruto, even before this drama, shortly before it actually, it appears that Bwana Gachagua had a road to Damascus moment. You know the man called Saul, who was later called Paul. And then on the road to Damascus, drama, bin drama, Arab drama, ole drama. Remember that story? Gachagua appears to have had his Damascus moment, because the man suddenly changed. He changed the way he dressed. He changed the way he spoke. He changed a lot. And very shocking, he suddenly had in his corner the last people you'd expect to see there. People like close ally to President Uhuru Kenyatta, Pauline Njoroge. Bottom line, the man has been working very seriously on his image. He has been working towards changing that image in the eyes of Kenyans. And one must ask, why? What is the motive? Indeed, Gachagua has come very close in recent days to looking presidential. Just put your emotions aside for a minute and analyze this coldly, and you will agree with me. He doesn't look presidential, but he has come very close to looking presidential. Now, how is it possible not to link all this to the most recent controversy? You tell me. How is it possible not to link the two? The new Gachagua measures his words carefully. The timing of what he says about what has become very, very measured and targeted. And in this environment, suddenly, Gachagua has become a supporter of the one man, one vote, one shilling campaign. The same campaign of the Haki coalition, the Mount Kenya people. The coalition that emerged from Limuru 3. Very, very suddenly, he has come out in support of that. And we know his boss and the rest of UDA High Command do not support that agenda. That one we know for sure. So, what is going on here? Has Bwana Gachagua really gone rogue? Or is this just a movie? No, we have a government of movie all the time. Distractions. Taking our attention to some sweet drama elsewhere, while they do something chini ya maji so that we don't notice. Is that what is happening in this instance? Or is it really true that Gachagua has gone rogue? Well, we know that Bwana Gachagua is many things, but he is no coward. We know that. We also know that he is fully protected by the Constitution. Nobody can remove him from office. And the most dangerous thing of all that we know is that the UDA High Command cannot dare come out and openly attack Gachagua. They can't. Why? Because that will rapidly build up his profile in the Mount Kenya region. He may even become a hero in the Mount Kenya region, and indeed in the entire nation. Because anybody who fights the most unpopular government in the history of our country, probably also in the history of East Africa, not even Idi Amin's government was this unpopular. Anybody who stands up against UDA becomes an instant hero in the country called Kenya. That is our current situation. And I don't have enough information as of now to be able to boldly give you an opinion either way, where Gachagua really stands and what this is all about. However, I can very confidently say the following. If it is a game to distract us, it will backfire very badly on this government. And also, something else will happen. The government will have exposed itself and its tactics, so much so that they will not be able to use this tool again, ever. And if it is indeed true that Gachagua has gone rogue, then prepare yourself for a very rough ride. And it is also the worst news possible to President William Samoei Ruto and his UDA and Kenya Kwanza chaps. The worst news ever since August 2022. It can't get worse than this. A rogue deputy president at this time when they're struggling with illegitimacy issues, corruption issues, issues of people saying the government has no idea what they're doing. There are even some prophets who are saying that this government that appears to not know what they're doing is a fulfillment of a prophecy from a Bible verse, where a country is led by babies, a country is led by children. The princes of that country are babies. I believe that verse is somewhere in Isaiah. With all those issues, Deputy President Gachagua going rogue would not have come at a worse time. This is the very, very worst of times. In that environment, very hostile, that the UDA Kenya Kwanza regime finds itself in. Now, very quickly before I go, we have a final extension of the offer I had in my last video on the special report I prepared on the assassination of General Ogolla, our previous CDF. And this offer also includes all the past special reports, highly sensitive, that I've produced, including one that dwells on the character of William Samoei Ruto. And this particular one will help anybody understand how he managed to so easily fool the Mount Kenya region into believing him and the promises he gave before election on what he was going to do for the common man in Kenya, and indeed for those in the Mount Kenya region. Of course, many of us find it much easier to castigate and blame the House of Mumbi and to mock them for the tragic mistake they made. But believe me, it didn't just happen. Mainly it happened because of the character and the tactics of one William Samoei Ruto. And so, apart from the captivating, highly sensitive video on the General Ogolla hit, which will give you mind-blowing information, you will also be able to take in this special report on the character, tactics, and strategies that have served Ruto so well. And there's also another special report on unimaginable server secrets. The servers that have been sealed and kept away from Kenyans, that many of us believe hold election results that show a different winner from the person who was announced by Wafula Chebukati in August 2022. Now you can see details on your screens right now. Please take full advantage of this offer in this kipindi cha lala salama. I'm definitely shutting down this one immediately my next video is out, so please rush to avoid disappointment. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.